WCBI News at 6 starts now.
Good evening, everyone. February 23rd, 2019 is a day many in Columbus will never forget. A deadly EF3 tornado tore through parts of town, leaving homes, leveling homes, damaging a school, and even claiming a life. Nearly a year later, debris from the storm can still be seen, and folks are still trying to recover. Our Bobby Martinez is live in the neighborhood that bore the brunt of the damage. Bobby.
That is right, Joey. Last year's tornado is still fresh in so many minds to the residents here in Columbus. For the first time today, I had the chance to scour the area where I came across homes that are still damaged, some that are still abandoned. And while many residents only spoke to me off camera, to them, they said last year's tornado is a nightmare.
I kept looking outside at the weather, and I noticed it was getting darker and darker.
From those dark clouds, an EF3 tornado would soon touch down. Wind speeds over 130 miles per hour ripped through homes, schools, and also took the life of 41-year-old Ashley Pound of Tupelo. Days after the storm, WCBI caught up a longtime Columbus resident, Ruby Harris. She says the moment she saw the sky become darker by the second, she immediately began to take cover. And from there on, everything was a blur.
And I came back inside and I closed the door. And upon closing the door, it got white. And then next thing I peeped out again, the light pole had got dark outside for the light pole to come on. And the next thing we knew, we was in the floor. I don't remember getting knocked in the floor or anything, but me, my daughter, and two grandbabies was knocked in the floor.
While some homes damaged from the storm have been fixed, others are still in need of repair. On 7th Avenue North, a series of homes are still damaged, some even abandoned. Renee Sanders, executive director of United Way, said when she saw the damage and the people impacted with her own eyes, it was a reality check.
It was reality. You know, you see this happening in other areas, but to actually see the impact that it made on the community, that's reality. That's an eye-opener, and you never forget that.
Sanders says this weekend she wants the community to come together to help commemorate those killed and also help those impacted.
Well, we lost an individual, so that was heartbreaking. And so you can't bring that person back, but you can do something to commemorate that person, which is what we want to do this Saturday, is actually commemorate the deaths of 2 lives that were lost last year. So that impact really leaves something that you'll never forget.
And if you would like to know how you can participate this weekend to help those impacted from last year's tornado, head over to our website, WCBI.com. From now, live in Columbus, Bobby Martinez, WCBI News.
People in and around Jackson are bracing for more flooding. The rainfall in Pearl River was expected to crest at 37.5 feet today, but at a press conference this morning, Governor Tate Reeves said that number was lowered to 36.74. Forecasters expect more heavy rain in the region, but the governor says that may not translate into more flooding.
We do anticipate more heavy rainfall for this region. In fact, we could see as much as 1 to 2 inches of rainfall on Monday night, Tuesday, and into Tuesday evening. We could potentially see additional rainfall later in the week, Thursday, maybe even into Friday, of a 1/2 inch to 1 inch. If that is the case, we don't anticipate seeing further rises in the central Mississippi area.
That's good news there, as in many areas in Jackson, Flowood, and Pearl have been underwater. Folks in southern Lowndes County are facing a big cleanup from last week's floodwaters. Our Stephanie Poole went back there today. She joins us in the studio now with more on how folks are just trying to get back to normal. Stephanie?
That's right, Joey. The floodwaters in those neighborhoods have gone down, but debris still covers the streets. People are pulling out their brooms and supplies to start cleaning up.
As Angie Beatty wipes mold from her window, she thinks back to when her home was underwater, not once, but twice in nearly a year.
There are people that are impacted. There are kids that are here. There are, elderly people. And for it to happen 2 years in a row to those people and to me, it's just basically, it's unheard of.
Floodwaters rose up to 4 feet, ruining Beatty's floorboards and other valuables.
If you've got 2 foot of water or 1/2 foot of water between here at each lock, that's a lot of water.
Beatty isn't alone. Rick Taylor is facing the same reality.
A lot of people in this area, it caught them off guard, and so a lot of people are dealing with a lot today down here.
Taylor says the first obstacle he's tackling on his list is his driveway.
You know, it's a lot of work because when the river goes down, it leaves a lot of mud, and that's the biggest thing that people are dealing with is just, you know, getting up the mud, and it's important to get it up before it dries because then it's really difficult to get up.
It's about 1.5 inches deep everywhere, deeper in places, but it's a slow go.
And the cleanup is hitting homeowners right in their pocketbooks.
I spent almost $12,000 this time last year and getting my pool, my bottom, and everything, and here I go again. I still hadn't even painted from the last one, from you know, the water and trying to get everything prepared and get it back together. And it's a financial burden on all these people.
While remaining water gets swept out of houses, community members are hoping next year won't be the same.
People have got a lot of work to do. Probably a good early start to spring cleaning is the way I've been saying it. They got to keep a positive attitude toward things.
Residents in Pirates Cove and August Landing are hoping to have most of the work finished by the end of the week.
Right now, we are seeing a mostly cloudy sky across the region. A little sunshine peeked out earlier. Temperatures, though, sitting into the 50s out there. 60s to the south of Mobile. At 64, it is 63 in Jackson. 56 up in Memphis. As we look ahead over the next 24 hours, our temperatures tonight actually will slowly warm up just a bit, and we may have a chance to pop into the 70s in a few spots by tomorrow midday before a cold front comes on through. That brings a chance for some showers and a few thunderstorms late tonight through tomorrow. That's one of 3 rounds. We'll have details on all of that in just a bit.
A reported pool game ends in a stabbing and the victim's cousin arrested. 30-year-old Derek Lee Randall is charged with aggravated assault. Clay County Sheriff Eddie Scott says Randall is accused of stabbing his cousin at a nightclub near the Clay-Chickasaw County line. Deputies believe the stabbing happened after a game of pool. The victim was stabbed multiple times but is expected to recover. No word if Randall's bond was set today. West Point police say a rifle was used in the Saturday night robbery of a Dollar General store. Now they need your help catching the 2 robbers. Security cameras caught the holdup at the store on Highway 50 East just before 10 that night. One person wearing a camouflage coat and black pants pointed a rifle at the cashier. Police say a second thief wearing camouflage and red pants forced a Dollar General employee to the front of the store. If you have any information on the crime, you're asked to call Golden Triangle Crime Stoppers. Meanwhile, Lowndes County deputies need your help finding an armed robber. Here, this man is accused of walking inside a Dollar General on Highway 45 near Columbus Air Force Base last night. Investigators say the robber had a handgun. If you know who he is, call Golden Triangle Crime Stoppers. The holdup happened just before 10 o'clock. Deputies believe the man left in a small blue car with tinted windows. No word on how much money he got away with. There were no injuries. Again, if you have any information, call Golden Triangle Crime Stoppers. Fire investigators say early reports indicate possible electrical fires at 2 Tupelo restaurants this weekend. Early Saturday morning, fire broke out at Bishop's Barbecue on West Main. The restaurant suffered heavy damage and smoke damage, and investigators say it appears that the blaze started in the kitchen. On Sunday morning, firemen went to Captain D's on South Gloucester Street. Heavy smoke damage was also reported at that restaurant. No one was hurt at either fire, and investigators say initial findings show nothing suspicious. An area school system is asking for some financial aid. We find out how they intend to use the money when we come back.
You're watching WCBI's News at 5 with Joey Barnes.
Welcome back, everyone. Houston School District voters are being asked to decide the fate of a proposed $9.2 million bond package. Allie Martin tells us how the money would be used if approved.
Teachers in the second grade building at Houston Lower Elementary have to find creative ways to manage airflow. That's why teachers put barriers in all spaces in their classroom walls. the roof also leaks.
We need to repair the roof so it can not have leaks when we have a downpour of rain.
Katanya Gathings is principal at Houston Lower Elementary School. She remembers sitting in the same classrooms as a kid growing up in the district, and those rooms had some of the same problems that still exist. A $9.2 million bond package would address roofing, HVAC, and lighting at every campus. Superintendent Tony Cook says the repairs are years overdue.
You put a new roof on, you put new windows in, you put new HVACs in, everything is much more efficient. So we'll save a ton of money on a month-to-month basis. And we'll be able to put more money back into the classroom where it should be going.
At Houston Lower Elementary, when someone comes into the main office, they come in through the main door, they check in here, but there's nothing to keep them from going on into the school. Now, if the bond issue passes, that would change. There would be a secure holding area. It's all about student and teacher safety.
We've already put buzzer and camera systems in at each primary entry to all the schools. Our plan is to put an secured entryway in every school, where just because you get into the front door doesn't mean you're out into the general school area. You're in a secured area where you have to show an ID and then get buzzed into or allowed into the rest of the school.
Gathing says the bond issue is an investment for the future of the community.
This year we were awarded the first A school in the district, our upper elementary. Our school here is a B school. We're looking forward to having an A. So we have proven that we are capable of making gains, and we're asking our community to get behind us and provide the very best facilities for our students.
The bond vote is set for March the 3rd. In Houston, Allie Martin, WCBI News.
Administrators say if that bond package passes, work would start quickly on the projects. Mississippi lottery tickets hit shelves in late November and are still bringing in revenue for gas stations here in Columbus. The local Sprint Mart has seen more foot traffic because of the tickets. And store manager Joanne Hill says the added revenues are helping the store's bottom line and employee paychecks.
It helps give my employee more hours. It'll help for his, the inventory, and it'll help like when it comes around for time for them to get a raise. It does all that.
Hill says they've seen at least $20,000 in additional revenue since November. And if you're betting on rain, I'm guessing you might be a winner.
We have hit the jackpot for rain so far this year, and we're hitting it again tonight. We've got the chance for more showers on the way, even a few thunderstorms. We'll be sure and time it out, let you know how much rain we expect, and if we'll ever see the sunshine again right here after the break.
Your WCBI First Alert AccuWeather forecast with meteorologist Jacob Dickey.
Let's take a live look at our MDOT Skycam in Starkville. Maybe it feels more like a Seattle, the way the weather's been around here, right? All these clouds, mist, and showers. We're dry tonight, but more rain is on the way, believe it or don't, and that's something we've been dealing with way too much recently. Temperatures out there are fairly mild right now. We are in the 50s to the north, 60s to the south. Columbus sitting at 54. It's 60 down in Macon, 59 in West Point, 55 in Starkville. I've got 59 in Eupora right now. Those temperatures will actually climb overnight tonight. As we move ahead here, notice some showers off to our south and our west. They're starting to build and come our way. Clouds also filling on in. And that will be the story overnight tonight, with south winds 5 to 10 miles an hour, perhaps a little bit higher. And our temperatures climbing. By the morning, I think most, if not all of us, should be in the lower 60s out there. Tomorrow, then, we'll be heading for the mid to upper 60s in the region, with rain and a few thunderstorms out there. We're not worried about any severe weather, but any rain we're getting is not welcome this time of year. Seeing those winds starting out of the south, turning to the north and west once the cold front passes by tomorrow afternoon and evening. Ahead of it, still getting up to 68 in Columbus, 69 in Vernon, 67 in Eupora, 63 the high tomorrow in New Albany. A few of us may pop up to 70, but overall we'll still see these showers area-wide. That I think is the big focus moving forth. Notice overnight tonight some scattered showers and a few thunderstorms continuing into the area. Widespread showers and storms on the day Tuesday, and then early Wednesday that rain pushes off to the south. We do get a little sunshine and some drier weather, but colder weather. Temperatures in the 40s and 50s for the afternoon, and by Wednesday night the rain comes on back into the region here. That first round will bring between a ½ inch and an inch as the median for our region. Some spots will see more, some spots will see less. There is a flash flood watch for areas south of Highway 82. Overall, though, I'm not really concerned about flooding or river flooding, at least anything like we've seen recently. Here comes the first system. It pushes on out late on Tuesday night into Wednesday. Wednesday night, then more rain builds in from the south and west. And then we get a little break by Thursday afternoon and evening. Some sunshine coming in for Friday. Looking forward to that. Saturday dry as well, but another front slides on in as we head into Sunday and on Monday. By the time we get done with the next 7 days, I think area-wide looking at 1 to 2 inches. The best chance to see a little bit more will be south of 82. We're at least spreading this out enough where the river's not expected to rise anywhere close to what we've seen.
That's definitely some good news.
Very welcome news.
No doubt. We'll eventually dry out, maybe.
Maybe the summer?
Yeah.
If that.
August. Yeah. All right. Well, the Mississippi State women taking a hard loss at 18th ranked Kentucky this weekend. More on that, on the after effects of the loss when we come back.
Your WCBI Sports with Courtney Robb is brought to you by your local Ford dealers. Go further.
After suffering an 83-58 loss at Ole Miss last Tuesday, Mississippi State men's basketball rebounding quick with a win at Arkansas this past weekend. All thanks to the 2-point tip shot by forward Abdul Adu. The last-second bucket by Adu with the assist from guard Tyson Carter put the Bulldogs up 78-77. That was the only bucket Adu had in the entire 40 minutes of game action. Head coach Ben Howland saying he had been stressing taking shots just like that.
I thought he was really important for us, though, the whole game. And when he's in there, you know, the last game we played, when he was in there, it was even. When he was out, we're minus 25. He anchors our defense. This love Abdul, and so happy and for him to be the hero to put the last shot in. And proud of him. He's such a wonderful kid.
I heard Coach say, get to the basket, because the previous play I had shot a jumper, and he said good things would happen when we would get to the basket. So he just said make a play at the basket, and he was there for the tip-in.
The Mississippi State women faced the team's 5th top 25 matchup this weekend. The battle at 18th ranked Kentucky marked the 3rd straight ranked game for the Bulldogs in 10 days. However, State unable to pull out the win on Sunday, falling to the Wildcats 73-62. The 62 points is tied for the lowest game the Dogs have scored all season. That other 60-point game coming at the hands of 3rd-ranked Stanford, that was back in November. Because of that, the Bulldogs falling in this week's AP Top 25. It took all season for State to climb to the team's highest ranking. That was last week at number 6. However, it only took those 40 minutes of game action at Rupp Arena for the Bulldogs to find themselves now sitting back at number 6. MSU heads to Auburn to play the Tigers on Thursday. Just a couple of weeks remaining in the regular season for college basketball. Next up, Ole Miss at Missouri Tuesday night. The Rebels face the Tigers at 7:30 p.m. You can watch that on the SEC Network. On Wednesday, MSU hosting South Carolina. Late game, 8 p.m. tip, also available to watch on the SEC Network. Both MSU and Ole Miss women playing Thursday night. Again, the Bulldogs head to Auburn to play the Tigers at 8 p.m. on Thursday. That will be available to watch on the SEC Network as well. However, for Ole Miss hosting now 14th ranked Kentucky on Thursday, tip-off is at 7 p.m. You can watch that on the SEC Network streaming service. It only took 1 weekend for Ole Miss designated hitter Kyle Baker to make a name for himself. Baker was named as the SEC Co-Player of the Week after helping the Rebels take the 2-1 series against first-ranked Louisville. In the series, Baker batting over 400 with a double, 2 homers, and 5 RBIs. The honor is Baker's first SEC Player of the Week honor. Speaking of setting an early statement, left-handed pitcher and redshirted freshman Christian MACLEOD earning SEC Freshman of the Week honors. MACLEOD had quite the debut on the Duty Noble mound this weekend. MACLEOD completely dealing K's out, finishing with 11 strikeouts in his 8 innings pitching. The honor marks the pitcher's first weekly honor from the SEC. The Diamond Dogs would have gotten back to work on Tuesday against Stanford at home. However, unfortunately, that game has been canceled. So if you're looking for a midweek baseball matchup, you're going to have to look to only Ole Miss. Ole Miss hosting Arkansas on Tuesday. That game will be at 4 p.m. on the SEC Network streaming service. As for Mississippi State, they officially get back to action now, hosting Oregon State coming up on Friday. A big weekend series for the Bulldogs.
I was going to say, now they've got time to rest up.
Yeah, so hey, maybe the rain kind of worked a little bit more in their favor. You don't know. But I do know they like to get those midweekers in to get that extra practice in. No days off anyways.
Makes sense, makes sense. But that will be a tough weekend series.
Yes, looking forward to it.
Oh, yeah. All right, we'll be right back. Stay with me.
More rain coming. Surprise, surprise. First round tonight into Tuesday night. Another round Wednesday evening through Thursday. The third round Sunday through Monday. Anyone want more sunshine than that?
Yes.
Okay,
we'll take Friday a couple of times.
We get some, yeah. I'll do that. We'll see what we can pull off by 10.
All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us, everybody. Have a great night.